Hello, welcome to Vicky Makes and Builds. Okay, exciting one today because I am going to unbox my next large piece count puzzle that I will be starting. Obviously I'm still in the middle of wildlife, that's coming along section by section and that's fine, but I just did a section of that, so I won't be doing the next two sections until probably early next year now, unless I manage to get loads of time to puzzle before Christmas, in which case maybe, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that one. The next one I'm going to make a start on is I think I'll do this one. Yay! It's the Magical Dragon Forest 9,000 Pieces by Ravensburger. It has been sitting on my shelf for a good long while, since before I actually moved into this flat. In fact, I got this just around about after I'd finished my 9,000 piece Disney Museum puzzle. I loved that puzzle so much. And this one had, I think, just recently come out around this time, and I saw it, and as soon as I saw it I thought, that is a puzzle for me. I love dragons, I love all things mythical and fantastical. I always have since I was a kid, and as soon as I saw it I thought, yep, I've got to do that puzzle. So I bought it. And it has waited quite a long time, but just recently it has been beckoning me from my shelf, and I decided that I wanted to make a start on it. Now, the Disney Museum, I actually managed to do all in one. I mixed the two bags, so I did it as a 9,000 piece puzzle, and I was so proud that I managed to do that. It was a challenge I'd set myself that I wanted to do. However, it did come with its, little issues. So I thought I'd kind of decided then and there that I wasn't going to do this as a mixed puzzle. I've sort of done that and I feel fine that I can do it. But this one I just feel like I'm going to enjoy it more if I just do it in the sections, which are still large. It's two 4,500 piece bags or thereabouts, but I'm just going to unbox it today, and I'm going to open the first bag that I will be starting, and then obviously I will give you further videos on it as I build. So I have already taken the cellophane off. I did a while ago because this actually for a while was on the very top of my shelf. It was kind of a display puzzle, but I found that the cellophane wrap sort of reflected off my lights a fair bit, so I thought, well, I'll just take the cellophane wrap off, and I put the box up there just kind of as a display. But the bags are still sealed. I haven't opened either of the bags yet, and to all intents and purposes this isn't unboxed yet. So I'm going to show you a different angle on this, because from this angle where my camera's pointing at me, you can see me pretty well, but you can't really see the box very well. So I'm going to use a different camera so you can see the box and you can see me opening it. You'll still be able to hear my voice, obviously, but we'll see what's inside and we'll get these pieces emptied out and onto my big board. I'm so excited! Okay, so taking the lid off, and I'm going to pop that over there. Okay, so the 9,000 piece puzzles do come with a poster, and it's a lovely big poster, so I'm just going to open it out and just gaze at it and marvel at it a little bit. I will of course show you a close-up picture of it, so we can talk about the image a little bit. So the two bags represent the left section and the right section, and I believe the bags are labelled A and B. At least I think they were in the Disney Museum, but we'll look at that in a second when I pull the bags out. So section A, we've got, well, it's dominated really, the image, by these two really big dragons. This one's flying up in the air and it's got a rider on its back. This one's on the ground and it's also got a rider on its back. On the left section, that kind of just takes up the top half, really, the dragon. And then at the bottom, we've got this big fairy here with gorgeous wings. We've got a unicorn, we've got a Pegasus, there's another little unicorn there. And we've also got what looks like a mermaid and a sea creature of some description. So it's full of fantastical creatures. And then we've also got areas of water. We've got some brick walls, some kind of ruins. There's a lot of trees here. We've got the sky, we've got the mountain. There's clouds, there's a little bit of gradient in the sky where there's a sunset here, little castle in the distance. So there's a lot of textures I can work with, and there are a lot of colours, but I am seeing quite a lot of sort of muted green, kind of a bluey green in this area here. So I think some of the dark sections might be fairly tricky, but if I sort this puzzle, which I will be doing, I think that this puzzle will be really, really doable. So that's section A, and then if you move over to section B on this side, you've got, well, this dragon really takes up most of the picture here. It's not like it's kind of in the top half or the bottom half. It pretty much dominates the whole thing, but there are other things going on. We've got a couple of other flying creatures here. This looks like a griffin of some description, some kind of flying bird, a large one, and this looks like a flying lion. So yeah, maybe griffins or something there flying about, and both have riders as well. We've got this gorgeous castle here, which is fairly big on this side, and there are 2, 3, 4 celestial bodies here, big planets. That one looks like Saturn. It's got the rings and a couple of moons, smaller moons there, so that's a really nice addition, those moons and planets in the background. Got another mountain. Sky's a bit darker on this side because the sunset's over here, so it's more kind of purpley, a little bit brighter in the middle. We've got water again, waterfalls. Got a little tiny dragon here sitting on top of a nest of eggs. These nice bright mushrooms I think will be pretty easy to pick out. There's another fairy here with gorgeous butterfly wings, another castle. So it's full of fantastic things, and I just love that about it. Now, another thing I love about this image, and that is that often with Ravensburger puzzles, large ones, where the sections meet, the image will be sort of not really very defined. So you get a lot of Ravensburger 9K puzzles where there's a really obvious line down the middle, where there isn't a lot of detail, not much going on in the image. And so what tends to happen is, it's basically where the sections connect. And so you're not going to get any kind of misalignments or mismatches because there isn't really much there to go on. That I found to be a bit of a problem with Disney Museum because that had a similar thing, but because I mixed the pieces, the middle was quite a difficult bit to put together because the pieces didn't connect quite so well. It was almost black in some parts of it, and it was quite hard to do. But I'm doing this in the section, so that's not going to be an issue with this one. However, one thing I do like about this is that you do have the image going up the middle. Now, granted, there is kind of waterfall all the way down. So it is a little like that, where you've got a line that's unlikely to be misaligned, but it clearly is a continuous image without this kind of odd gap in the middle. And that is what I really like about this puzzle. Just one of the things. So there's that as well. So that's the image covered. We've got this gorgeous poster that we can look at when I'm building it. I'm going to just fold that back up. And we will have a look at these 2 bags. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there is also a booklet in these puzzles that tells you more about it. So there is, it's at the bottom. And oh look, yes, that piece is my leftover piece from the Disney Museum. I don't know if you remember, if you've seen those videos, but I actually had one extra piece in that puzzle, and I obviously decided to pop it in this box because I actually don't have the Disney Museum anymore. My sister has that now, so that's going to stay tucked away safe in there. Okay, so on the front we've got the image. It's in black and white on this one, and it just says 9,000 Magical Dragon Forest. And then if we look inside, we find the English bit, and it says the 9,120 piece challenge. Now, I knew it wasn't exactly 9,000 pieces, but I couldn't remember exactly how many it was, so that's answered that. 9,120 pieces. So each bag is going to have 4,560 pieces, which I'm sure it's going to go on to tell me right now. Comprising 9,120 pieces and measuring 1.92 meters wide by 1.39 meters high, which, for those of you who work in feet and inches, is 6.25 by 4.5 feet. So big puzzle. This puzzle is a challenge for anyone requiring many hours of searching, placing and assembling. Good luck and happy puzzling. Oh, I'm sure there will be a lot of happy puzzling. To be sure of achieving your goal, please observe the following tips and instructions. Contents, 2 bags, A and B. So let's see if these are clearly labelled. Oh no, I can't tell which one's A and which one's B. Hang on. Right, hang on. We'll figure this out. We'll figure this out. Okay, that's just a number. Which one's A and which one's B? Ooh, tricky. Now, I can't remember in Disney Museum where on the bags the letter is. Oh wait, there's some writing here. Plastic bags can be dangerous. Yes, okay. Well, that's useful, but still doesn't tell me which side is which. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, right. We might have to figure it out from the pieces, but anyway, I'll keep reading. 2 bags A and B containing 4,560 pieces each, 1 reference illustration, approximately 81 by 58 centimetres or 32 by 23 inches, which is the poster, which I've shown you just there. The puzzle is divided into 2 bags, each containing half of the puzzle pieces and labelled with the letters A and B. Well, we've already established that they aren't labelled with the letters A and B, but I don't know, maybe that was an oversight, or maybe I'm just missing it, but I don't recall having this problem with the Disney Museum, but anyway, we'll get to that. We recommend using each bag in turn. If you want to begin with the left half of the picture, for instance, use bag A first. Please be sure to keep the empty bags as they contain a serial number, which you will need, e.g. should any of the pieces go missing. So I knew that Ravensburger say you need to keep the bags, and I have found a serial number on the bags, which is good. So that's for missing pieces. The enclosed reference illustration is an important aid when assembling the puzzle if you do get stuck, however, which is of course quite possible with a puzzle this size. We can also supply you with an illustration including cut lines. Just send an email to our service team, info@ravensburger.de, quoting the serial number and letter of the relevant puzzle bag. Okay, I'd actually forgotten that they do that. They can provide you with a cut pattern grid. I'm not going to do that, but you know, that's an option, I suppose, if you're struggling with the puzzle. Assemble each section of the picture on a stable surface made of wood or cardboard. Well, we know that, and I've got my board ready right here. This board will fit 4,500 pieces. However, because the sections of this puzzle are actually vertical, I will have to build it sideways on. Now, I do prefer, if I can, to build a puzzle the right way up, but I think a 4,500 piece puzzle vertical won't fit on my board widthwise. So I am gonna have to build this one sideways, but I'm sure it will still be very satisfying to watch, or at least I hope it is. But yeah, no, it would fit on, but it would have to be sideways on. Where was I? Important, do not apply puzzle conserver until you've completed both sections of the picture. If conserver is applied after each section, this may result in size variations. Okay, so that's if you're gluing the puzzle, you have to glue it as one big whole. And I'll probably tape this one and keep it. Whether or not I eventually glue it remains to be seen. I might, but I've never actually glued a puzzle yet, so I really need to kind of learn how to do that. But I think I would struggle in this flat to glue a 9,000 piece puzzle as one whole thing. Might need to call a friend on that one, but we'll see what happens. It is best to assemble the 2 completed sections on the floor due to their size. Makes sense to avoid getting puzzle conserver on the floor, blah blah blah. So that's more about gluing the puzzle. Once all preparations are complete, slide one of the sections carefully onto the paper film underlay, blah, blah, blah. Right, okay, so that's just about how to put it together when it's finished, advice on gluing the puzzle, what surface to do it on, etc, etc. But I'm not going to go too much into that because I'm not going to be gluing this puzzle yet if I do glue it in the future. So, but rest assured, if I ever do glue a puzzle, particularly a large piece count puzzle, I would do a video on that because it's not something I've done a video on yet so far. But anyway, that's the info from the booklet, and the rest is just the same but in different languages. So now what we need to do is figure out which bag is which side. Now I've decided that I wanted to start with B first, and I've got no particular reason for that other than the fact that I actually have a friend who's building this puzzle at the moment, and he's got a lot of the same taste in puzzles as me, and we do actually have a lot of the same puzzle, and we've said that we would love to build a puzzle at the same time, but we've just not got round to it yet. And actually he's already built part A of this puzzle, so I'm literally just coming to start this puzzle. So I said, right, well, okay, I'll start with section B and we can both build section B at the same time. So that's going to be fun, doing it alongside a friend who, you know, I can share hints and tips and things with, and we can talk about our experiences of it. So that's why I'm starting with B. But I really don't think it matters which side you start with. It's only 2 sections, so A, B, it doesn't really matter. But what does matter is that I actually get the right bag. So we're going to have a look at these pieces. Now I think this might be bag B, because I found 2 pieces stuck together here that look like they are part of this castle. It's got kind of a swirly golden line going around, and this castle also has those, but we'll maybe have a look and see if I can find another bit. So yeah, that's another bit of that castle. It's quite stark, it stands out. And then if I look at this bag, we've got, yeah, there's a bit there that looks like it might be part of this, I don't know, this whip thing, that's part of this weapon that this chap's holding in section A. And that looks like one of the dragon's claw things along its back. So, yeah, I am 99.9% certain that this is section A and this is section B. So it'll be this bag that I want to open today. So, section A is going back in the box, so there's no confusion at all. And I will put the poster away just now and all the rest of it. Put the lid back on. And I will get opening these pieces. Ooh, I am so excited. Okay, right. Okay, I've got my scissors. I'm going to cut the top of the bag off. And here goes nothing. Make sure there are no pieces stuck in, which it doesn't look as though there are. Oh my gosh, 4,560 pieces. It's still a lot of pieces. Look how high this pile is. Let's spread it out a bit. Okay, we'll have a wee rummage. Usual blue cardboard backing on the Ravensburger puzzles. Pretty distinctive shapes, you know, nothing I've not seen before. A couple of pieces stuck together just there, although, I mean, that wasn't particularly stuck. With some, you know, it's because they're not cut through, and with others it's just because they haven't come apart. So those ones are the latter, thankfully, because when you get them when they've not cut through properly, you can often end up damaging the pieces. So it looks as though we've got a few stuck together that aren't, you know, not cut through properly, which is fine by me, and I'm good with that. And with this many pieces, I do expect that to a certain extent, so that's fine. But this puzzle looks absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot wait to start. Having said that, I start as always with the sorting, and I hate sorting. So yeah, there's that, but I cannot wait to start building it. It's going to be so much fun. I absolutely love the image. I think this is going to be really, really great. Okay, thanks for watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel and you enjoyed this video and would like to see some of my other videos, please do consider subscribing. If you liked the video, please leave a like. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to leave Amazon associate links in the description below. If you really like the look of this puzzle, or if you've had your eye on it for a while and you want to give it a go, then please consider using those links, because you don't pay any more than whatever the price is of the puzzle, but I do get a wee commission from that sale, and it all goes back into making the channel even better. I would love to take this opportunity to say thank you so much to my YouTube members and my patrons for the extra support. I really, really do appreciate that. Apart from that, I will say happy puzzling to you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!